It's a cold day. The air is frigid. The room heavy with the scent of sweat and musk. Footsteps move their way down the steps. Sett looks up. Aphelios, I did not expect to see you here. What brings you to my pit? He says nervously. Aphelios takes a step forward. He stumbles. He starts to sweat, and it has nothing to do with the air in the room. You can see his eyes dart around, looking anywhere that is not at Sett himself. His vocal cords recovering. He has not drank the poison in days. He had to say something. He has been eyeing Sett for days, months, years. What's wrong, Aphelios? Sett says. You seem like you have something to say to me. Sett's eyes start to glimmer. He gets mildly excited. He doesn't know exactly what he's going to say, but he has a feeling. Aphelios can't find the words. He stammers, he stutters. Sett sees Aphelios' difficulty, and he stands up from his chair, a massive, hulking man moving his way towards Aphelios. This makes the sweating only worse. He lifts his behemoth of an arm, and he places it on Aphelios' shoulder. Aphelios, now growing pale, looks at the massive bicep currently next to him. He looks up. He sees Sett's gleaming, Vestian human eyes, and Sett quietly whispers to him, "It's okay. You can tell me." With a burst of bravado and courage, Aphelios opens his mouth and says, "Sett, I've always wanted to tell you that you really gotta check out brickymerch.com, the greatest place to find your bricky merch. Thick Thighs Save Lives hoodie and t-shirt, minimalist t-shirt, Ruby 8-ball cyberpunk t-shirt, bricky scarf, B mug, B stickers, B super cool summer stickers, only available until the end of August, For Honor Incredibilis hoodie, Lawbringer poster, Lucian Senna Black Lives Matter poster, Warframe long sleeve, anniversary t-shirt, Dead by Daylight Doctor, and more. Oh my God, what a selection, Sett. You gotta check that out over at brickymerch.com, link in the description. But Aphelios, I thought you wanted to suck my cow. Unfortunately for my wonderful viewers, this video is not about how Sett's Vestian penis can be used as a natural flossing agent for Aphelios. No. This video is about gameplay. To start this off, I want to talk about a man. His name is certainly T. He's a rioter, and he has made a ton of different, very fair and balanced champions. Let me read you a few of them. Darius, Yasuo, Zoe, Aphelios, of course. Oh, and the Akali rework. Yes. Geneva suggestion. I gotcha. Out of all these champions, the term overloaded comes to mind. And each and every one of these champions has received the absolutely bustedly stupid phrase thrown at them pretty often. They can be overloaded, overpowered, and find themselves at a 0 and 11 power spike on a good or bad day. Let's contrast this with another rioter, a man named August Browning, the thing on top of the tank, yes. Now he has developed many champions as well, these champions being Vi, Jinx, Gnar, Echo, Jhin, Senna, the Rengar Revert, Kayle and Morgana reworks, and the Wukong rework. And while the Wukong rework makes you want to football spike a small orphan, most of those champions are pretty dang great. A lot of them are very iconic, they're very interesting, they've got cool kits. I mean, we can talk about Jhin till the day I die. I personally think Senna is a really fun support. Echo had his issues, but he is a great idea. I love the Kayle and Morgana reworks. Across that line, there's some really great ones there. So with me saying this, you'd assume that I think that Mr. Browning is a much better champion designer than Mr. T. No, not that one. But no. Why? Well, for one, I'm not going to act like the rest of the internet and pretend like I know how every video game is made, though I would also assume it's not just them having sole creative control over every single champion. I'm very positive they have a whole committee of people who help work on every release. It's not like they're just left to their own devices, so that's for one. But also, two, I omitted a lot of champions that they actually helped create. Mr. T, that is, not that one. There was Kalista, a very interesting AD carry. She just had her ups or downs, but Kalista as a character is definitely kind of cool and interesting. You've got Thresh,
arguably one of the top 3 supports in the entire game, and one of the best designed supports as well. And finally, you've got the Warwick rework, arguably one of the best reworks ever done. I'd argue that what Mr. T, no not that one, does very well is playmaking and style. Lots of style, lots of ability for 200 years, high IQ, big brain bullshit. While there's still plenty of style in Mr. Browning's champions, and while I'd probably play more of his champions than Mr. T's, no not that one, you don't get that flashy, that crazy, that playmaking, exciting, 200 years, 200 IQ stuff that you do with Mr. T, no not that one's champions. As much as we may hate Yasuo, the Akali rework, Aphelios, Zoe, they are the characters that get millions of views in montages. There's obviously plenty of people who love playing these characters. Darius might be Noxian's booty call, but getting a 5-man Noxian guillotine is orgasmically fun. Being able to land a massive 3-4-man tornado knockup as Yasuo, or going with like a Malphite or someone that can really help you in that situation, is incredibly enjoyable. Being able to play Thresh of all things, and the amount of playmaking potential you can do with Thresh is awesome. And as much as I may hate Akali, she's got some pretty cool styles sometimes. I'd argue you need those kinds of champions. I'd argue you need your Aphelioses, your Kianas, your Zoes, your Zeds, your Dariuses, and so on. Maybe not Zoe, she's like a war crime, but you need these kinds of people because you need to keep increasing that skill ceiling to a certain degree. It's fun to be able to keep on pushing your limit, pushing your skill. While I think characters like Garen and stuff are perfectly fine, and a good Garen could beat a good Yasuo any day of the week, I'd also argue that a good Yasuo has 5 times the 1v5 potential than a good Garen does. There should always be champions that just push the limit of game design. However, for every Aphelios, there's gotta be a Sett. You've got to be able to manage both. Sett is one of my favorite releases to come out in the past, and while I would argue he is still very strong as a champion, Sett is, as base kit, very simple, very old school. His job is to go in and punch real hard. His passive lets him punch faster. His Q lets him punch faster and harder. His W gives him a shield so he can punch really hard. His E grabs people so he can punch them. And his ultimate dumpsters some motherfucker so he can punch them more. Yo, Sett, what's your superpower? I punch real hard! Sett really harkens back to the olden days of League of Legends. His kit is very old school. I remember when Vi came out and her whole thing was crazy. What do you mean you shred armor with every 3rd auto attack? Wait, if I ult this guy, he can't stop me? He can flash, he can dash, Thresh Lantern. Nope, I'm gonna stick with him? That was like game changing. It's like, holy shit! Enforcer Vi, please, think of the people. The collateral damage, the paperwork for injury claims! I've been seeing a slight resurgence in that old school style of character design. The Volibear rework was, really bad, and then was hotfixed, and now, I don't know if he's really good now, but he feels better. But it's still very simple. You know, you have a 3-hit passive kind of thing, you get your lightning arc, you've got a speed up stun, you got like a little AoE shock, gives you a shield, your ultimate makes you go big, and you can go whack on people and stuff, and it's a very simple, something too crazy about it. Fiddlesticks was the exact same thing. Fiddlesticks is almost identical to where he was before, but he was just given those tune-ups. And everywhere he needs to. His fear became a little bit more something that you could proc by using it properly. You have a little bit of a silence. Your crow is a lot less annoying. Your W is way more consistent because it attacks like everything around you now, and your ultimate's still your ultimate. Like Fiddlesticks is still Fiddlesticks, but he's just got that nice tweak. He's better, he's stronger, he's got love here and tone down here, but he's still a pretty basic character. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like I said that you need those playmaking characters, you need the simple boys. You need your Malphites, you need your Garens, you need your Misfortunes, you need your Vi's, you need your Setts. You need the chill, simple characters that you could still perform incredibly well with. You could perform with them just as good, if not better, than all of those crazy Mr. T, no not that one characters, but they just may not have that entirely high level of playmaking, and that's totally okay. For every Aphelios, there's gotta be a Sett. Recently, I was playing top lane Malphite, full AP top lane Malphite, that is. And it was on stream. I'm gold right now. Gold's fine. I don't really want to go any higher than gold, if I'm being honest. The majority of players are in silver, bronze, and iron, technically. Therefore, I can call myself better than the majority of Twitch chat. So whenever they try to use their bronze backseating on me, I can tell them to shut the fuck up. Also, free skin. But most of the time, I play Fiora or something. Like Fiora and Kled and maybe Camille and stuff to try to rank up, because Fiora can be just an absolute monster. But after all those wins or losses, but mainly wins, with Fiora, I felt just mentally exhausted. Fiora just felt so tired. Like I have to keep on playing this mini game. I got to be really careful with my dashes. Go here, go there, jump around. And while Fiora, you could probably call her overloaded, busted, whatever you want to call her, she still at least took some brain in order to play. And then I played Malphite, and I pressed R, Q, E, and then I slammed my fucking forehead on my keyboard, and their AD carry died instantly. And I just did that every team fight. And we won the game because they had no AD carry, because my big rock cock, my rock hard cock, would just get slammed on the desk and all of my buttons and instantly delete some random AD carry. And it was great! Cheese wheel, cheese wheel, cheese wheel, cheese wheel, R, ignite, E, W. Done. I win. Going back to lane, got my Luden's Echo, got my Zonias, got my Rabadons. So simple. And I realized that you need these characters. For every Aphelios, there's gotta be a Sett. You need these guys who are just there. They're just simple. They're easy to play. You can lose with them just as easily as you can win with them. And you gotta have those characters that, while yes, they can have a little bit of a skill ceiling, while yes, learning them is better than not learning them, you gotta have those chill ones. But you also need the opposite. You need those Aphelioses, you need those Kianas, you need those Fioras, you need these big brain characters that take a lot of skill, take a lot of practice, and when you get really good with them, when you just become super strong at these champions, you can dominate people because it's exciting, it's fun, it stretches your mind, it makes you have to learn more and practice more and get better and better and better, and there's always room to grow. And so long as you keep making champions like that, it keeps the game fresh, keeps the game interesting. Is it annoying? Of course it is. I want Zoe to die in every which way, but oh well. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I know it was a little bit shorter and a little bit more simple than normal, but it was a topic that seemed kind of fun. Wanted to talk about it, wanted to kind of throw some sense in there, and my 2 cents that is, and really just kind of discuss a little bit more of a fun part of League of Legends. Maybe go against the grain a little bit. You know, I don't think everyone's really going to agree with me on this one, but I mean, it's a video game, it's not politics, so it was still fun making this video, absolutely. A huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You guys are absolutely the best. I love each and every one of you. A huge shout out as well to my big top tier patrons, Krieg the Psycho, Jack Slim, and Drunken Legends. You 3 are fantastic. Thank you so much for being top tier boys. I love you very much. If you'd like to join the Patreon, or the patronage, I guess, and the $10 and up tier, you could all your names up here, scrolling by as you can see. But if you'd like to support in any other way, higher or lower, I don't really care. I'll put in the description, of course, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye-bye. Yo, Sett, what's your superpower? I punch real hard!